Hello, my name is Harton Blatko. Welcome back. We're talking with the group Mad Against Dynasty or Movement Against Dynasty. But be it that the show is being dedicated to basically anti-dynasty. Please, no more private families that rule government. Iba na, let's call it a spade, democracy, not an oligarchy. Ang oligarkiya po, ayan, ang mga dinastiya, mag-asawa, mga anak kamag-anak, lahat sila na sa gobyerno, from councilor to mayor to governor, mga senado, congressman, hanggang taas, lahat sila magsasama, hanggang barangay kapitan. Pero kung nakalaban mo sila, anong laban mo? Talo ka kasi magkakapamilya, lahat sila para sa kanila lang. Ang tawag dyan, palitan nyo na yung pangalan ng bayan nyo. Like Makati should now be called Binay City. Diba? Dapat ganon. Tarlac should now be called Cojuangco Aquino City. Aquino Province. Diba? Ganon dapat yan. Singson Province. Let's forget about Ilocos Sur. And talking about Ilocos Sur, what were you telling me during the break? Pinuntahan ka ng mga madre sa Ilocos Sur. Nagbabaan sila.
The committee headed by Congressman Castro were kind enough to ask us to invite groups of people or groups who are against dynasty. And so what we did was try to immediately send out the message to join the committee meeting, which will decide on the enabling law that they have already passed. So dumating yan, and these nuns and priests came all the way from Ilocos Sur to attend the meeting. And the committee was kind enough to ask each and every one of them to stand up and speak out what they have in mind about anti-dynasty. So this group came and they spoke out why they are against the dynasty. And they have explained to everybody there about what they're doing and what they are going to do in the future. As a matter of fact, after that, they have called us and suggested to us, why don't we get together? All of us, why don't we all get together, which is now easier to do, and then we come up with only one advocacy, which is anti-dynasty. Magsama-sama tayo, magkaroon tayo ng kung ano man ang dapat nating gawin against dynasty.
Kumbaga, break the enemy.
Ganon.
Because there's too many of them, nagkukumpul, ang tawag dyan, Congress.
Yes.
Break the enemy, para from here, maybe the democracy will work properly.
Yes. I think also, I accede to that suggestion. Dahil yan lang ang laban natin against Congress. They have all the influence, the money, they have all of these things, but they don't have the sympathy of the Filipino people. The people don't want this anymore. So how can they go against that? That's why I am very, very sure, siguro 99% that we are going to succeed in this. Unang-una na, ang batas nasa sa likod natin.
Oo, ang batas na sa inyo.
Ang batas,
Sa atin na.
Wala tayong ginagawang illegal, and at the same time, we're not focusing or targeting any one family. We're not saying na Bina is bad, ganito is bad. Let the people judge that. But if you will ask the people, yung shame game, sabihin mo lang na tingnan mo yung congressman mo.
Dinastiya yan.
Palasyo, lahat ng resort, lahat ng hotel, lahat ng ganon, nasa saan? Because there is an equal distribution of opportunities as far as economics is concerned. So alam na ng tao yan. Now we will remind everybody about this. So yun ang ating...
Yung what you proposed 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago in this very show was a one-time, big-time movement. Mukhang iyan ang magandang direction because if I'm not mistaken, we cannot rest with our laurels now. Hindi pwede, no? All the more now that you're entering the plenary, the pressure has to increase.
Yes.
Diba? How do we increase that pressure? As mga nanonood, okay, sabihin nila, mga MAD, okay yan, tama, boto ako dyan. Anong magandang gawin ng mga viewers? Ano dapat gawin nila?
Well, ang aming sa lawak ng bansang ito, yung PCAD, we are also a member of PCAD. Ito yung People's Initiative Against Dynasty. It is a well-organized group, nationwide na to, national in scope. And ang kanilang advocacy ngayon is to gather the required number of registered voter signature, which will include the 3%
Per district.
Per district. No? Ginagawa nila ngayon yan at kasama kami dyan. Simultaneously, there is nothing wrong if all of this group, again, will get together, plus all the others, na wala nang nabura na yung mga advokasya nila, who are against dynasty. They are naturally against dynasty.
Yeah, naturally.
So if
yeah.
with that signature campaign and this movement all together, we can do it simultaneously. And at the same time, although yung one-time, big time that we have been trying to suggest before this was approved, kasi ang development happens so quickly that we have to evolve ourselves into the present issue. So yung one-time, big time is not dead. As a matter of fact, it is alive, and we are going to push that together with what we're doing now. We can do that all together simultaneously at the same time. Now, whichever comes first, yun ang ano. Yun ang,
Kasi the objective is one and the same.
the objective is one and the same. Yung one-time, big time, although it is the biggest, it is the bigger scenario for the Philippines to really anong tawag dito? Operahin na natin yung deceased body and put all the other, whatever.
The patient is sick.
The patient is sick. That will be the biggest and the last, I think, that we can do to really put this country together.
Attorney Jun, are there any legal remedies left? Well, you proposed the writ of mandamus, which I personally believe is a very powerful strategy. Yun na lang ata hindi pa na-file sa Supreme Court. Ano? May iba ba tayong legal remedy labanan ng mga violators of the Constitution because they're the ones who will be the ones to judge on creating the enabling law? Parang comedy di ba? Tama, Attorney Jun. Parang sinabi mo, hinuli ako ng pulis, pero ang pulis yung loko, sila yung murderer, di ba? Pumunta ako sa pulis, tapos ang pulis maghuhusga sa akin when alam ko yung pulis ang namaril. O, di ba? Parang gano'n di ba?
Well, other than
your
mandamus,
juror, is your murderer. Di ba?
baka wala na, other than mandamus, no?
Wala na, no?
Kasi you file they cannot be charged, they cannot be held liable criminally. Kasi wala nga namang enabling law eh. Di ba? They still have to pass a law defining it, defining the political
Miski labag
dynasty.
sila sa Constitution, we cannot hold them responsible
Well,
for
ang
it.
kanilang excuse doon or justification, we still have to pass an enabling law defining dynasties.
But it's been 20 plus years.
Yan, mandamus lang talaga.
Wala nang iba.
Wala nang iba. Then, siguro, it's, you sue them before the bar of public opinion.
That's the only way, no?
That's
Bagay, right now, the reason why we've won the PDAF is because
Because pressures from the public.
natakot din ng Supreme Court na alam nila talagang, which is why the Senate, even before all of this, binitawan na nila PDAF nila, no? Inunahan na nila para nagmalinis na. Pero sila muna. But incidentally,
Kasi tinamaan na sila politically. Tinamaan na sila sa PDAP, etc. Okay? Ang pag-asa natin, siguro they cannot afford yet na tamaan ulit sila sa publiko. Kaya lang, syempre, it's a matter of reading the situation. Baka naman ang pananaw nito mga legislators, hindi naman tayo masyadong tatamaan siguro kung dynasty. Okay? Pero nagkakamali sila. So the key now is to increase the pressures on them through the people. Pakita mo sa kanila na yung galit ng tao sa pork barrel is the same degree and the same amount of anger.
But
just
it's
like
the
the pork
very same
barrel.
people who vote. Alam mo, this is the same argument Senator Bina has put forward. I mean, you claim to want to have a democracy, and they got the mandate. They're voted. She's part of a dynasty. Her whole family is in government. Now, she's going to say, binoto kami ng tao. Vox Populi, di ba? The voice of the people, di ba?
Ang premise niyan, Harry, in my mind, nagkaroon ba ng intelligent and wise decision ng tao sa pagboto?
Sasabihin ni Nancy Binay, of course, they voted me.
Well, anyway, yun talagang tapos na yun no. Ang mga congressmen ngayon, nag-declare na They have drawn the line. ito na, sabi nga sa committee, we have won the battle, but we have not started the war.
Yeah.
So at this point, Congress has already declared war on this issue with the statement of Sonny Belmonte, with the statement of Drilon. Yung kanila namang yun is only, kumbaga sa accounting, window dressing.
Oh, window dressing.
They want to,
Kaplastikan lang yun eh.
they want to appear sa publiko na they are for it. Why will they take that position?
Kung hindi sila natatakot.
To show the people na they are for it. However, meron silang however eh. We are against dynasty, but you know, it all depends on this and that and that and that.
The numbers game.
Oh, so why do they have to say na I am for it? Si Drilon the same, si Angara the same. Well, everybody knows that they are part of a dynasty.
Oh, they're all part of it.
Oh, so therefore, ipursu lang natin talaga ito. Taong bayan na lang talaga ang paraan dito, Hari.
Sana, if there was a legal remedy, for example, those labag sa konstitusyon will be disqualified from voting. Let's suppose that we have 300 district congressmen and party list. Okay, 280 of them labag. Disqualified. Yung 20 lang magdi-decide.
Unseat them?
I mean, i-disqualify for that vote. They cannot vote no, they cannot vote yes. Kung ilan man kung tatlo lang, all we need is an odd number. Kung tatlo lang naiwan, yung tatlo lang dapat. Sana ganun na lang because how can you expect people who are guilty of a crime against the Constitution to vote? You think they will vote against themselves? I mean, it's only human nature for survival yan eh. Can't we force the issue and say, okay, out of 300, only 20 are non-dynasty na hindi guilty, hindi labag sa batas.
Yun lang ang
Sila na
boboto.
lang. Out of that, basta odd number. Dapat majority out of the 20.
Well, that's practical,
Creative.
but you will creative, but you will run afoul with the Constitution.
Balikan na naman tayo sa
Constitutional yun. You're depriving us of our,
Pero
our
ang
right.
Supreme Court na lang magsabi because
Hindi
really,
rin pwede. The Supreme Court is guided by what's provided in the Constitution. They cannot go beyond the Constitution.
hindi rin, ano?
Yun
Because,
ang parameter ng Supreme Court eh.
because there was one judge, si Velasco, Presbyterio Velasco, who did not judge because his son is a congressman.
Yes.
What a weak position. I mean, shame, shame, Justice Velasco. Shame on you. Dapat yun. Do what is correct and do what is good for your country.
justice,
Not for your family. Di ba tama? Parang gano'n. So we cannot do that. Talagang we are... So in other words, it's a steep climb. What you're saying is we have to stay vigilant. We have to mount the pressure.
We have to use all the facilities or all of the things that we have on weapons on hand to really defeat
Kailangan.
this dynasty. Meron tayong legal, and they will do it the people's way. Ako, I still go with yung isa lang kada angkan para sa bayan. In other words, we will campaign for that. Isa lang ang iboto nyo. Maawa kayo sa sarili nyo. Kumbaga, 5 ang Binay. Isa na lang Binay.
Hindi naman masama ang pamilya Binay,
ngayon,
pero isa lang.
Ipamigay mo na yung ibang posisyon. Napakaraming mas magagaling na tao riyan na walang pagkakataon. This is precisely what the Constitution states.
Actually, ako, I look at Vice President Binay without the shadow of a doubt. There is competence. Di ba?
Yes.
It shows. I mean, compared to
doubt.
Mar Rojas in this last devastation.
Yes.
There is definite competence. Pero ang problema, buong pamilya niya nasa gobyerno eh.
Wala namang may monopoly ng competence.
Dapat yun, isa naman
Actually, it's
yan.
not even an issue here eh. It's given, okay, you're all competent. You're all intelligent.
Hindi, but they're not. The current government is not. They
They're
filed,
not
they filed the relief efforts, di ba? They're not competent. It's obvious.
Anyway, ganito, yung going back to your earlier questions. We might approach the campaign for public pressure on a per district basis. We will go per district.
Pero matrabaho po yan, attorney.
Yes, matrabaho yan. Di bali na. You know, we're advocating this is for the country. Hindi na natin iisipin yung pagod. Kayong mga tao na district level, i-pressure nyo na yung mga respective congressmen.
ninyo.
Na,
Shame campaign na.
iboto nyo na to. Iboto nyo na to. Ngayon, ang another hard part is articulation to the people
Nako,
about
education na
these
naman.
evils of dynasty. Walang ibang way eh. Kumbaga yung pork barrel kasi umangat yung public opinion against it. Because sabi nga, malapit sa sikmuraan ng tao eh.
Do you think we can keep up the pressure as the people's initiative, the people's march, the power of the people? Will it stay with the dynasty issue in
Yes,
Congress?
more
You
than
believe
pa
that?
dun sa
You
Million
believe that?
March. Yes.
Yeah.
Basta ikabit mo lang, i-articulate mo lang na mabuti na yung dynasty nakakabit sa pork barrel and corruption.
Tingin mo hindi pa rin alam ng taong bayan ang sama ng dinastiya?
Alam na nila, no?
Alam na.
But alam mo, mas ang attention nila sa sariling kayod eh. Pagkain,
Kabuhayan.
hanap buhay.
Siyempre,
Not unless really we go down and talagang penetrate their minds and explain to them what this is. Alam na nila eh, the evils of dynasty. And they don't like it. Sa aming experience, we go all over.
So alam na nila.
Alam na nila.
Pero bakit binoboto pa rin in dinastiya?
Hindi, nung nagkampanya kami, it was only a short period before the elections.
Maiksi lang
Karamihan
kayo.
sa kanila nakakommit na eh. Pero after the elections, sabi nila, sige, join na kami dyan.
If I may add, kasi for the past 27 years since ratification ng Constitution, wala namang organized, concerted, and sustained efforts, whether by individuals or groups, about the political dynasty. Ngayon lang eh.
Ngayon lang.
Since last year lang and now eh. For the past 27, 26 years, wala naman eh.
Walang
Although nababanggit,
pinag-usapan.
dynasty, pero walang grupo or groups or individuals that sustainably
You're right.
Ngayon lang.
Ang mad ngayon lang, ano?
Kaya lang.
At hindi lang naman mad, madaming iba, kaya nga
pero
meron kaming coalition eh.
Tumaas na yung,
And it is only in this
awareness.
period of our history na meron sustained campaign. So I guess with that, mukhang masusustain all the way up to 2016.
And it is only this year that the politicians, that the candidates were already using against dynasty as their campaign slogan.
Yes.
Hindi na masyado yung corruption. Kasi yung corruption, ordinary na yun eh. Corruption, governor, gano'n. Kaya ang sigaw ng mga kandidato ngayon, anti-dynasty. Because na-feel nila na ang feeling ng tao is against dynasty.
Pero ako campaign in the last one, anti-dynasty, nanalo pa rin si Biason eh.
Yeah, may nananalo pa
Muntinlupa.
ako talaga.
Wala, ayoko na. I was rejected
to
by the people of Muntinlupa. So be it.
Pero
Diba?
magugulat ka, Harry.
So
no?
be it.
You ask ordinary people, you think the issue of political dynasty is too complex an issue for ordinary people? It's not eh.
It's not.
I'm riding taxi, I'm riding jeepney, I'm riding bus, tricycle. You ask the drivers, kakasukayan, dynasty, sila.
Bagay, ako rin, ganun naman ang findings ko rin.
Lahat.
Siguro mag-survey ka, sabihin na natin at this point in time is still 5 or 6 out of 10. At this point in time. But that's a very good start. Once we
Majority
launch
pa rin.
our massive campaign, tataas
Yan
na
lang
yan.
ang
Baka
gagawin
8,
natin.
9 out of 10 yan.
We'll
At
put
this point
these
in time,
people
it's not
together.
zero. It's 5 or 6 out of
Yes,
10
yes.
people.
So, gentlemen, we are at the top of the hour and we're going to have to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we can generate some type of critical thought for you who's sitting out there watching this show. While our blood pressures climb, our passions increase, it is not because we are trying to entertain you. If anything, it's none of that. If anything, what we want to do is generate critical thought so that you will be in the know of what is right and what is wrong. Unless, of course, you believe that we should have blue blood, red blood, yellow blood, and bring back the monarchy so that the people will be depressed forever and ever. Let's bring back a king. Let's make a king, if that's what you want. But if it's a democracy and a freedom that you think you're enjoying, you have to be part of it to protect that. That's what MAD is asking you to do. To step out, put your right foot forward, not to dance, but to say you're being counted and we have to stop dynasties. But before we go, how about a message from a very short parting message from our guests? Let's start with Attorney June De Leon. A short message,
Okay.
Attorney June.
Political dynasties are prohibited under the Constitution. The only job or duty of Congress is to pass an enabling law defining and implementing the political dynasties. That's all. So,
Simple.
legislators,
Abogado eh.
very simple job. Rise to the occasion, please, for the good of the country.
Thank you very much, Attorney. Ting San Diego.
Walang pakiusap po namin sa buong bansa, sa mga taong bayan. Ito po ay hindi para ngayon. Ito ang ginagawa natin. Ito ay ginagawa ng mga taong wala namang inaasahang umento o anumang gantimpala. Ito po ay ginagawa natin para sa bayan. Wala hong ibang bagay at saka para sa kinabukasan ng mga susunod sa atin. Alam niyo na ho ang sitwasyon, alam niyo na kung ano ang dynasty, alam niyo na ho kung bakit tayo ay laban dyan. Kaya magkaisa na lang ho tayo. Na kung sakasakali man ho na kayo ay umabot sa pagkakataon na kayo ay mamimili ng kandidato, ang amin lang ho maihingi sa inyo ay isa lang sana ang iboto nyo, kadaangkan para sa bayan. Yan po. Maraming salamat, Harry.
For those of you, ladies and gentlemen, who still have your TV sets on, you did not turn off and you are anti-dynasty, maraming salamat po. Like you, I am trying to help build our country. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much.
You are what you watch.